Hey guys, Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. And today I'm going to experiment with making a bandsaw box. I've got this beautiful old piece of rough cut lumber that I got on in a truckload one day, and I've been saving it for special projects. And I figure this is just such a project. Let me take you up closer and show you this wood. This is a big piece of wood. I think that's about 2.5, maybe even 3 inches. I'm not sure. It's a thick chunk by about 6. Now, I'm going to take a chunk off this, and I'm going to take it over to the bandsaw and make myself a box with a little pull-out drawer out of one solid piece of wood. Now, it's so thick I won't be able to cut it with the circular saw, so I'm going to have to get the reciprocating saw to cut myself a piece off here. So we'll be back here in a minute. Alright, well, there's no specific size here, so I'm just going to mark a straight line and cut myself a piece. Yeah, that looks good right there. I'm going to cut along there. I don't have the right... This is longer than my wood blade, so I'm going to have to use a pruning blade for this, but it'll get the job done. Now I've got a nice slab of wood. I have to take this in though and get a straight edge for the bottom of the box. Alright, now I'm going to cut an edge on here, a straight edge. Make sure it's firmly on the fence. Now I have a perfect flat edge on there to use as the bottom of the box. Sits stable and steady on the shelf. Now I'm going to draw a pattern on here. Nothing specific, I'm just going to draw a pattern that I'll cut out, leaving a large portion of the bottom intact. So I'm going to just come around with a curve here on the bandsaw, come up, try to use as much of the wood as we can. And the beauty of a bandsaw box is it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, because each one is unique. So if a curve on one side is off or lopsided from the other, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to make that darker. There's a shape. Now I've got the front and back roughly sanded. We'll do some finer sanding later, but there's going to be less meat on there to sand and it'll be easier going. But I just wanted to get that rough, especially since this piece we're going to cut off next, and then that'll be less work on that. It's easier to sand it when it's right now in one piece. I've taken a 2x6 and made a fence along here, which gives me enough meat to run this straight across through the bandsaw to cut off the back side. Now we have the back plate neatly cut off, and we can set this piece aside for now. So now I'll draw the pattern for the drawer, which is not going to come all the way through, but we're going to start a cut at the bottom and then come in. So let me see, which ways am I going to prefer to cut? This way. So we'll just going to come through here. I want somewhat of a straight line in the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and make myself a straight line, just because that's what I want. And then from there we can just follow the curve of the wood. It does not have to be perfect or conform to the curves. That's the beauty of this stuff. And then I'm going to cut in through here at the bottom. So I'm going to thicken that line, and then we'll be back over to the bandsaw in a minute. There's our frame, and there's our drawer. Now we got to put the fence back on the bandsaw and cut the front and back off the drawer. And now we sand it on the inside before gluing it together. And then comes the hard part. Wait until tomorrow for the glue to dry. I'm going to use the Dremel with a sanding disc. Now we glue the pieces together. Try to get them as close as possible, the edges, to the original. Makes less sanding work for later. Now I need a better bandsaw blade, and I'll be able to make tighter cuts. I noticed that I'm not able to make as tight a cut as I'd like, and it curves a little, but for rough rustic wood and a rustic look, this is fine. And then we'll clamp this down when I'm satisfied with where they are sitting here, and we'll come back to it tomorrow. Okay, I've had these clamped and drying all day. I was going to wait till tomorrow, but I decided I don't really have to wait till tomorrow. There's that piece. Then I've got the drawer ready to be sanded. There's the finished drawer all put together. Now I've just got to sand them all so the one fits inside the other. Put the back piece on. I've got to sand the inside of this and then put the back piece on and glue and clamp that, and then I'll be done. Well, then I'll have to sand obviously everything else. But I'm going to sand the drawer first now. Inside of this first now, and then the drawer. Well, this is curing, and hopefully I'll have this done tonight. We'll see how it goes. Well guys, after much sanding and shaping, I've got the box done. I'd really have to sand hard to get that color out of there, but I don't think I want to really, to be honest. Now, I'm going to glue the back on next, and then we'll give it another sanding all the way around before varnishing. But there's the drawer. Slides in and out of the box neatly. Okay. So there we have it. And it looks like it was made out of one piece. Pretty nice. Once you sand it, it takes away all the glue lines, and you've got one piece. Trying to do it on camera. So now I'm going to glue this back piece on and press that, and then I'll sand it all together later, and we'll have ourselves a box. I still have to sand all of this in one unit after the glue is dried. I've got the back glued on, and now I wait for that to cure, and then I can sand it one more time. And I can fine sand the, I'll do this now. I'll fine sand the drawer now and round off all the edges nicely with the hand sander while I wait for that to cure. Well guys, the day is coming to a close. I had hoped to finish this entirely today, but considering that I got it sanded and ready for varnishing in a day, and glued and everything, I guess I can be happy. So tomorrow I'm going to make a knob pull handle and mount the pull handle on there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and sand this. Varnish it, give it the final varnish. I may hit it with a 200 grit sandpaper. I have to decide and see how it looks tomorrow in better light. But I've hit it with 80 grit, 100 grit, and 120 grit. So I hit it with a belt sander, then with the hand sander, and then I hand sanded with 120 grit. So I may or may not hit it tomorrow with a 200 grit. We'll see how it looks. But we have the box. There's the opening. And then that slides right in there. This is awkward on camera, so bear with me. And there you have it. And that is recycled lumber with all of the characteristics and flaws and defects in the wood. Wormholes. So here specifically is a wormhole. And there's a wormhole, went on through and out the back. And there was one here on the edge. And the discolorations from age, from sitting in the weather. But there we have a bandsaw box so far, and the end of today. So we'll come back to this tomorrow. So stay tuned, guys, and watch for the finishing of the bandsaw box. Totally powered by the sun. Every single bit of this work was powered by 2 solar panels that are charging my battery banks. This is my 100% off-grid wood shop. Reclaimed lumber, made with the power of the sun. Really cool. Alright guys, thanks for watching. This is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Please do like, subscribe, and share, and follow our daily videos as we strive to become fully self-sufficient and off the grid on a budget. Thanks for watching.